Well, we can quickly dispense with the cliffhanger from last episode. I did, in fact, get the car down to Adam, the cage guy. Apparently I was so frustrated with everything else that I didn't save any of the drive camera video down there, so I have essentially nothing, except for a single picture. It turns out that pretty much no matter where I go between the Volvo and the Lotus and former Miata owner, you know, Americans buy enough trucks and SUVs that pretty much everywhere I go I have the smallest vehicle around, and even a truck with a trailer. Depending on where you are, you show up and you're the smallest vehicle in the lot. I have since replaced that with a 3/4 ton truck and a 10,000 pound enclosed trailer. And now that the Focus is down there and I don't have car stuff to work on per se, I can get a couple of other things done. A little bit of cleaning, set up the first aid kit, and other bits. So I was able to get the car onto the trailer. I drove it onto the trailer, thank God, and carted it off to Ohio. So dropped it off with Adam Brock, who has an excellent reputation, and now he has it for a month. Which gives me some time to, one, catch up on deferred maintenance around the house, two, clean out the garage, busted out the pressure washer, took that to the floor, had to go buy a squeegee because the water was just pooling. And then I just went nuts and kept going and started doing the driveway. But it allows me to do a couple of things for the car that I haven't gotten a chance to do yet, and one of those is actually start work on the first aid kit. My suspicion is that, well, the official regulations require that we carry a, quote, comprehensive first aid kit. My suspicion is that my definition of what constitutes a comprehensive first aid kit is perhaps not exactly what is other people would consider as a comprehensive first aid kit. And Phil, as I think I discussed before, all right. Ugh. And Phil, as I discussed before, really, is a nurse. So between the two of us, we have some medical training, and I think he would agree that what people are selling as a comprehensive first aid kit is probably not what he would choose either. Of course, the most important facet of any first aid kit that a former paramedic owns is that it absolutely must have a Star of Life on it, and I figured I could either use seam sealer on this or I could sew it, and seam sealer seemed really easy, so we'll go ahead and do that. And it may not hold beautifully, but it will hold adequate. Oh, that's coming through. I'm going to be all sticky all day. Great. Conveniently, I have 4x4s ready to wipe off whatever I need to wipe off. Should probably put some weight on that. Do I have anything heavy? Yes, but all right. So I bought a cheap little bag. It doesn't have to be fancy, but there's definitely going to be things in it that I think are non-standard. I think a SAM splint, very critical. I don't think that's really that weird of a thing, but I was pleased to note that they actually sell these pre-folded flat as opposed to the circular rolled up ones that I am used to. So that can go, do I really need to put it? I probably don't actually need to put it into that zippered pouch. Equally critical, hemostatic dressings of some flavor. Last thing you want to do is have major bleeding. Maybe I'll chuck those in here on this side because I'm going to need this side for the BVM. I have them in both 4x4 and in a Z-fold. How long is this? I don't know. I think it's 36 inches if I remember. The ever-important chest seal in a twin pack, in case of chest trauma. Tourniquets. One does not simply go anywhere dangerous without a tourniquet. Let us unpack these. Very critical if you're going to put a tourniquet in your kit that one, you know how to use it. Two, perhaps more importantly, is that you use something that has been approved by the COTAC, the Commission on Trauma, Combat, Casualty Care. So I forget exactly what it stands for, but there are some people who will sell you tourniquets that suck and do not actually effectively occlude arterial bleeding. If they are on that list, they have been tested and shown to work. Couple of ace wraps, which I probably had one or two lying around, but I couldn't find them. Get 4x4s in here and some roller gauze, but this is the I wonder if this is actually going to fit or if I'm going to have to do something wonky to get this to fit. Chest decompression needles, not recommended if you don't know how to use them. But very helpful if you do. And if somebody has a collapsed lung, which would be a common enough injury after a wreck. Let me see here, will this close around this at all? I mean, this is certainly better than trying to fit an actual bag valve mask in here, but I'm starting to wonder if this... Maybe I should spend more time trying to get that to stick properly. All right, you know, let's put the weight on that. Maybe we'll come back to that in a moment and see if I can find a way to repack it that will actually, you know, fit. Oh, I'm gonna need something much heavier for the seam sealer. Oh, hey, there's a log. Stay. It's big, it's heavy, it's wood, and as the song goes, it's better than bad, it's good. So the other thing that came in is the intercom system for the car, and since I only have one helmet with a connection, I can't really test to make sure that it works in that manner. However, what I can do is test whether the recording feature works, because obviously, you know, in-car audio is kind of a thing. And for whatever reason, this is the only piece of gear that I have bought in the last 20 years, possibly longer, whose sole connection to the outside world, or at least the recording part of the outside world, certainly like this Nexus connector is kind of a specialty thing and you can't just plug it into your typical stereo, but it's the way it wants you to connect to whatever recording device you're using, it doesn't have to go all the way in, is an RCA plug. I've not connected anything to an RCA plug in eons, which read right, so I guess we'll put it in the right channel, not that it matters. And I was afraid that I was going to not have any idea of whether this was working until I went back and downloaded the audio. But then I realized that because the recorder has a little VU meter on it, I would be able to pick up nothing important. You know, the thing with the stuff. Audio. That's what I was going for. So, all right, let's plug this in. And, okay, good. It looks like I'm getting signal there. So this does seem to be working, which is good. I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to figure that out until the end. Okay. All right, so we've got signal, which means, did I? Check, because that would tell me. Okay, I'm getting signal from this plug. And I seem to be getting signal from this plug, so yes, okay. That means they're both working. Yay! You've seen my garage. You know how I am not one of those people that keeps a clean garage. Look at the people with the brilliant, gleaming white garages, and I'm like, you spend as much work cleaning it as you actually do spending work on cars, and my car work to cleaning work ratio is very high. But nevertheless, when I bought the trailer, it came with this tool chest strapped to the wall, which was a nice addition. I was going to have to buy something bigger than this rolling cart I've been using, but it was actually dirty enough for me to feel the need to clean up before I put anything in it, which actually the drawers, the inside of the drawers really aren't too bad. It's really mostly the outside that's a problem, but I'm thinking about putting some foam in here to kind of keep things from A, rattling around, and B, make them easier to organize. I bought these little magnetic slips here, color-coded no less. I should probably put my girlfriend in charge of organizing my tools rather than myself, because I will make labels for, like, put all the screwdrivers in one drawer and the hammers in the next one, and it'll be like things that screw, things that give a pounding, and other things like that. So put the vacuum pump, things that suck. Why did I point at myself when I did that? That's, oh boy. I'm learning more about myself from this project than I intended. Hey, free hex key. Oh, baby hex key. And while I was cleaning things up, I kind of pushed the cart around a little bit and realized that the casters could probably use a little bit of work, and we're kind of tiny to support a decent amount of weight. And since I intend to be rolling this on and off the trailer, since I don't plan on owning two sets of tools, one to go out with and one to leave here, I can at least bring some of them back and forth like this. So. All right, so now I've got the bag all dried and try to fit things in here. I don't know if this is actually going to work, because that's kind of, I guess we can make it work. Make it work, people. I'll have to grab a crap load of gloves and drop them in this outer pouch. Okay, I think that's everything. Good. I've started organizing my tools a little bit better, and they make fancy things that help you kind of make this
scrape this foam and make it very pretty and everything, but I don't so much care about pretty as the fact that it might actually be a little bit easier to deal with rather than just scraping out with my fingers the way I have been.
Well, that should get us a little closer to some of the non-engine and body stuff. Hopefully I should get the car back next episode. Well, no, not next episode, because obviously I'm running very far behind in terms of producing and editing clips and everything, so what you're seeing is out of date. So we'll resume the build in 2 episodes from now, because next episode will be the week after Sofer, and I hope to have some race footage edited up for that. I actually paid the fee, and the car is ready to go, except for the underbody protection, which I have a couple days to work on here. And I have to find a place. I have to find a place to tie the jack down. So 2 little minor things, and then I can pack the trailer and leave. And if any of you happen to be down at Southern Ohio Forest Rally, I'll be sure to be around. So stop in and meet me, see the car. It looks very pretty with the decals on it. And hopefully I'll see you then. If not, see you on the 15th with race footage. And then we'll go back to this, and I probably should have actually done the gluing off camera rather than what I did. Nobody ever said I was smart.